In the midst of bad situation, for many of us, we react negatively and make bad decisions. We may have meant to do things right, but for some logic reason, we go wrong. Why? Because we got a knowledge of good and evil, right and wrong. We got a knowledge of it. And the enemy, he goes into our subconscious. And I'm going to tell you one of the biggest tricks that the enemy uses. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for just giving it to me. This is one of the biggest tricks that the enemy uses. All right, we all know that God is a forgiving God. We know this. God is a forgiving God. God has nothing but love for us, even for the righteous and the unrighteous, the just and the unjust. God got love for all mankind. He has such a love for us that he gave his son on our behalf. That's how much he loves us. We know this. We know that because he's such a forgiving God, what we have to do is repent to get back in right standing. We know this. So the biggest trick that the enemy uses against those of us that are believers, he tells us, hey, he'll use that scripture, hey, he that is without sin cast the first stone. Everybody sin. God tells us in the word that all have sinned and come short of the glory. He puts those little influence in our head. God is a forgiving God. All you got to do is repent. And you'll be back in right standing. That is the biggest trick that the enemy uses on us, because he makes us, he don't make us, but he influences us to think that all I got to do is repent. Every time I mess up, all I got to do is repent. Well, while that is true, that's a true factor, you got to truly repent. See, he don't tell you that little part. He don't tell you about you got to truly repent. He'll tell you, all you got to do is repent. Anytime you do wrong, all you got to do is repent. And I'm going to tell you how I know that to be a true factor. Have you ever seen a person who cussed and they'll say, ooh, Lord, forgive me. We've all been there. I did that many times. Ooh, Lord, forgive me. Or I say something I know was wrong, but in that moment I had to get it out. And then I say, ooh, Lord, forgive me. Because the enemy have influenced us in our head, all we got to do is repent. He left out that word true, truly. He left out the word, all we got to do is truly repent. So that means truly repent means it don't just come from our mouth. It has to come from our heart. I can repent all day long, but if it ain't coming from my heart, it don't mean nothing. It's just like sounds going up in the air. But that is the biggest trick that the enemy uses on those of us that are believers in God. That is one of the biggest tricks that he used. And if you stop and think about it, pray about it, you will see that I am on the right course with that. That is one of the biggest tricks that he will use, is making us think that all we got to do is say, I'm sorry, God, I repent. I repent. I was wrong. So it's some truth in there, but it's not the whole truth. You see how the enemy tricks us? So he uses, we're going back to the conscious and subconscious, he uses little things that have happened, little trauma things, little things that made you feel some type of way that wasn't good. He uses those things and he keeps them stored in your subconscious. So when he uses what we call triggers, he'll trigger through an event to make you think about that moment and bring you back to that place of how you felt negatively at that moment. Because remember, subconscious tells us that it is the part of your mind which operates without your awareness and over which you do not have active control. So in saying that, your conscious mind is not the devil's playground. It is your subconscious mind, because it is always thinking. That is where your dreams come from. That is, when you're dreaming about something, that is your subconscious mind, because you're not aware of it. You have no control of it. So as we're getting ready to close here, what we're trying to accomplish in the month of November is not to change the negative physical and mental experience in the individual's life. We ain't trying to change the negative mental and physical experience. We ain't trying to change that, because guess what? We can't change that. Life is going to happen. Bad things is going to happen. We cannot change that. We have no control over that. Only control we have is how we react to it. We can't control. The Bible tells us, as sure as we are born, we will die. So we can't control when someone leave here. I wish we could, but we can't. We can't control how some people react negative, and maybe they commit murder or rape or molestation. We can't control those type of people, because it's something that was brought up in them as they were going through life. Something happened or something was taught. We can't stop racist people. We can't stop them. But we can change how we react to those people. So in other words, we got to live in society. He tells us in Romans 12:2, he said, be not conformed to this world. Don't become just like the world, but be ye transformed. So that tells us right there, we got to live in this world until God say it's time for you to come home. We got to. But what we have to do is we have to learn how to react better to the physical and mental negative experience. We got to learn how to react better. We always want to express our faith in the good times, when times are going good. I had faith. Look what my faith got me. What about in those trying times? What about in those diverse temptations? Are you going to use your faith then? That's something that we need to learn as we go through this month of series of learning how to recognize your blessings in the midst of your storm. Unfortunately, in God's ultimate wisdom, He knew not to give us the step-by-step or guide on how to live and how to die. He knew not to do that, because we would mess it up. He knew we could not handle that, because we had developed what is called a conscience. So He knew He could not give us step-by-step on how to live and how to die. But what He did do is He taught us how to learn how to make it through the process.